Well, hello, and welcome to Neptune Fish Tarot. My name is Alicia. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, welcome back. If you are returning, I certainly appreciate you being here. If this is your first time, welcome to the channel. Hey, we got light. There we go. So I wanted to do a new moon in Pisces reading. Filming this on March 11th, and we are coming into a brand new moon cycle, as we always have every 28 days. And being that we are in the month of March, we'll be having a new moon in Pisces. This is a significant moon. I just want to speak a little brief, just very briefly on the astrology, because we really are almost at the precipice of spring. So we're at a brand new solar year, right? So Aries is the first astrological sign. It represents the vernal equinox, March 20th. So we're just, days away from that turning of the season and the beginning of spring. And the new moon in Pisces represents astrologically the place where we are in that very creative space where we are just going to naturally finding ourselves, like the pace and the speed of life is starting to just very naturally pick up. All the planets are moving forward at this time. And the energy is, it's just really creative. Um, uh, it just feels that way. And so I thought I would do a special reading for this, and I wasn't disappointed. I was guided to use the Tarot of Dreams deck by Cyril Marchetti, and some really interesting cards came out for that. And then, of course, because I'm doing a new moon reading, I pulled some Moonology. 3 of those popped out. And then I also decided to ask for wisdom of the oracle. And so, yeah, we're going to get right into the reading. Of course, I love the humor. The first card that popped out was the moon, because I'm doing a moon reading. And then the Tree of Life. I don't even know what this card is. I don't know if it's like a bonus card. I don't find any reference. If it's meant to just be like a filler card in the deck. But it's interesting because I think it gives us a message anyway, so I'm going to keep it. Then we have the Two of Swords, and we've got the Three of Wands. We go into the Seven of Swords, the Hermit, the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. So we have a preponderance of air energy and fire. And air and fire, it's very combustible, right? I mean, you can just feel there's like some kind of an explosive quality to this. And even though Pisces and the moon are very watery elements, you can sort of feel how we are very, very quickly moving into Aries. It is just on the cusp of coming into being. And so with the moon, we just find ourselves in at the tail end of the season. We're still it's still a little bit elusive. Like, there are some energies that maybe are being hidden from us. We're still trying to wrap our minds around where we are going next in life. I think that being that this is a major arcana, I feel like the message here is that we are trying to figure out like what comes next, because we really are at this place of like very fast approaching, like there's something new. You can kind of feel like there's something shifting, not just to the season, but I do feel like it does correspond with the changes in the season and the weather. You can feel also there's like been a shift in energy too, just all around. Um even like the news stories are shifting, and even um people around us seem to have like a different quality of being, and life is always changing, right? But I think there's something palpable about this new moon that's upcoming, and I kind of want to take this block of cards here to the left of the reading, because I feel like with the moon and the seven of swords and the hermit in particular, um, this really speaks about, it's almost like we're secluding ourselves away. Like we're almost withdrawing on purpose, in some sense, um, because it's almost like we're reevaluating something, or we're trying to buy ourselves more time maybe to work something out. Um, I think maybe we're slowing things down, whether we're doing it consciously or subconsciously. With the moon, it could very well be that the forward movement that's happening just naturally right now, it probably feels a little unsettling to a lot of people. And so, with the seven of swords, it's like we're almost in the hermit, we're almost holding back on purpose. We're almost like fighting against forward movement, okay, is how I'm kind of reading that. And the nine of wands is like, it's a very defensive posture. um it's like uh you're you hesitate, because wands is forward movement. Wands is well, this is the moon in Sagittarius, and so it's expansive energy, it's fiery energy, it's movement forward. But you see this guy, and he's sitting on the stairs, uh taking a little time out. And so again, sort of tying in with the hermit, right? Like normally wands, we sort of see somebody who is in a more upright and defensive posture. But in this deck, we see the guy kind of taking a little time out and like, whoa, like I'm catching my breath here. Like, hold on a minute. Like I'm not ready to ascend any more steps yet. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And so, yeah, I feel like, and again, so let's go and then let's just kind of shift up to this two of swords. This is the moon in Libra. Now, swords is mental energy, and you can see this lady with her blindfold on. She's at a stalemate. This is a choice point. Twos are always choice points. She's got her blindfold on, and she's got these two swords because she has to make a decision, right? She's got to make a decision to move forward. Um, but she's confused. She's really confused on what to do. Her mind is not balanced, right? She's allowing her emotions to overrun her mental clarity. Okay. And that's what the two of swords is showing us here. And then I'm just going to zigzag down. I'm just going to take these cards as they flow. Okay. Then we see the eight of swords, which is Jupiter in Gemini. Again, Gemini, very, um, acute. Is that the right word? Mental energy that's usually, it's very fast moving and it's very fluid. And normally Gemini is able to to outthink and outwit people, okay? That's Gemini. But in the Eight of Swords, this young lady is not able to free herself from this predicament that she's gotten herself in. And so, like the Two of Swords, okay, the Eight of Swords is similar in that we have the ability to move out of this energy at any time. There is nothing that is going to keep us stuck and bound mentally in any situation. It's the story that we're telling ourselves, okay? It's the thing that we would have ourselves believe is true about something, okay, whether it is or not. So a lot of times with the Eight of Swords, we see self-deception, all right? Because here in the final phase, we've got the Three of Wands into the Ten of Wands, okay? This is where we are in this place with the three, okay, where the expectation with the Sun in Aries, the three comes after the Two of Wands, after we've made the decision to move forward. So even though the Two of Wands is not represented on this table, with the three it's implied. So at some point in this reading, okay, it's telling us that we're going to have to make a conscious decision to free ourselves from this invisible mental trap that we've laid, okay? Because in order to move forward, by the time the Sun goes into Aries, we will need to have done some mental work, okay? And so that is to free ourselves. Okay, the Ten of Wands is all about laying down the burden. You see the 10 Wands, here we go. The 10 Wands are stacked on this man's back. He is in a prostrate position. He cannot hold or bear the weight any longer. And so really when we get to the 10 of Wands, it is just a matter of time and pressure, right? Before those wands are going to, just by nature, come crashing down. We cannot go any further until we make the decision to lay them down. Okay, so again, let's go back here. So we don't see it yet. Okay, it's still elusive. It's still hidden from us. Okay, and the Seven of Swords ties in with the moon in that way. It's just hidden. It's hidden from our ability to perceive it. Okay, and so we have to go in. We have to go in to a meditative and quiet space, because we've got to seek the answer. We've got to find the path forward. You know, we can take a time out, okay, and for a time. We can take a time out, but we've got to decide what it is that we aspire to achieve, okay, in life. And then we have to make some hard decisions and face some limiting beliefs, or change the way that we are making decisions for ourselves. What are the things that are keeping us stuck in a situation that we just no longer we just can no longer give our energy to it. It's too much. It's too heavy. It's time to let it go, right? Because the expectation in life is that we're going to have something better. And so, you know, we want something better. We've defined what it is that we want and where we want to go. Are we willing to do what's necessary to put ourselves in the position in order to get where we're going? That's the question. And so let's just take a look here. Card 37 is the never-ending story, and this is exactly the Ten of Wands. This is the never-ending story. This is the round and the round and the round and the round, and we've been around the merry-go-round, and we get to a place where, the story never ends until we choose to end it, right? There's nobody else who's going to choose it for you. There's nobody else who is going to stop the mental anguish, who's going to stop the indecision, who's going to stop the same repeating patterns. Only we can decide, right? And with the full moon in Pisces, and again, this is going to be an actual new moon in Pisces, but this shows the correspondence between Pisces and Virgo. Okay, so we have to balance that spirituality and that practicality, right? So we can go in within, and we want to have a spiritual practice. We want to have that tie into the ethereal and the magical and the into the elusive and the unknown, into the beautiful and the serene, into the emotions and into the, and into all of those things. And then we have to bring those things, those desires and those dreams, and those elusive qualities, right? Those things that are sort of magical and maybe just the things of our daydreams, or our night dreams. And then we have to find a way to bring those into the discerning Virgoan, earthy realms, okay? And there's a process for that, okay? And yeah, full moon in Aquarius. So this really ties in, show the world the real you. This ties in with our hermit, okay? So here, where we have in the hermit somebody who is taking themselves out of the world, right, into seclusion, into hiding away from others. We have the full moon in Aquarius, where you go out into the world and you find a way to integrate yourself, your gifts, what you have to offer. Okay, this is about being who you are and sharing your gifts with the world at large and with others. Okay, and then finally the new moon in Libra, which interestingly, a new romantic cycle begins. Libra, again, we've kind of gone over some of this in just the last week. Libra rules over one-on-one partnerships, and especially over romantic partnerships. So for those of you who may be in, this may apply if you are dealing with a partner in that way. A new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. And so this is corresponding with this Two of Swords card, right? Which is a moon in Libra card. So what ideas about partnership do we need to take back to the drawing board, and do we need to think about? if you are having difficulties in your partnership right now, what can you do um, to get yourself out of the stalemate? Okay, so this all speaks to um, rethinking, reframing, um, and asking some hard questions about, where do you want to be? Um, who do you want to be? How do you want to show up? Um, for yourself first, right? And then for those people who are in your immediate realm. Um, yeah, these are um, these are the stories that are up for review with this new moon cycle in Pisces, March 13th, 2021. Um, this is kind of a heavy reading, I'm going to say. It's definitely not something that we are going to come by easily, but it is meant to challenge you to start thinking about these changes. They're just coming, right? Because they always do come. We can't really stop them, but what we can do is take advantage of the energies as they present themselves, um, and work with them, okay, to bring improvements to our lives, right? I mean, because this is our life, we're creating this life. And so, what actions do you want to take in order to bring about the best possible life that you can for yourself? All right. And this is why I ask these questions. So, that is probably enough for today. We're at 22 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to say have a good evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, bye.